Well, hello again, church. We are now in the village of Salidero or Playa Maria, and this is a place we've come the last few years to be with the church, which was started here 5 or 6 years ago when this river back here that you see behind me flooded the area, and the church of Belén in Cordoba, under the leadership of Pastor Moses, have been coming down here ever since, and they provided food and clothing and provisions for the people during the flood, and then shared the gospel with them. And from that mercy work and sharing the gospel and providing emergency provision during the flood, some believed, and a church was started, and those believers began meeting in homes in the area just about 6 years ago. Pastor Moses and brethren from the Church of Belén have been coming to this area. It's a 3-hour drive for them, 6-hour round trip. They've been coming here now for the last 5 or 6 years, a couple of times a week, to disciple the people and to help raise up the church here. It is a very beautiful area, a very primitive area. The people are very beautiful, very hospitable, and we are just thrilled to be here to worship with them. What you're looking at now is the church building that the church is beginning to build. Again, for 5 or 6 years, they've just been meeting in homes and in wherever they can meet to worship. But now they have obtained this beautiful piece of property right on the river, and they are in the process of constructing this church building. For now, their worship services continue to be out here under the shelter. You can see the chairs there and the pulpit up there. And so we will, in a few hours, we will worship with them. We'll do a children's ministry here. We're going to eat with them right now, and then we're going to kind of tour the area, tour the village of Salidero and Playa Maria, and then we will come back this afternoon and worship with them, and then they will feed us again. And so continue to pray for this work, pray for the church at Salidero, pray for the pastor that the Lord is raising up to lead them, Pastor Martin, and we just rejoice and thank the Lord for what He has done here in this area.
Graham?
Well, thanks.
Graham. Some talent.
Are you going to eat some of this?
Yes.
Which is delicious.
Sufferings.
I mean,
So we got inland, outland, inland.
gosh.
Hola.
Just continuing in the village of Salidero.
Nah.
You said it. So now we are walking the streets. The men are walking the streets of Salidero, visiting people, doing evangelism, handing out gospel tracts, telling people about the church and about the meeting of the church this afternoon and the preaching and the singing that will happen there today. So we'll be walking quite a bit today, and I think we're also going to go across the river over to the city. It's across the river. And so pray for this area. Pray for the church here. Pray for those who are lost, Salidero and Playa Maria. Pray for Pastor Martin as he leads his people to be a witness here, to be a light in the midst of the darkness, all for God's glory. So, church, we are now crossing the river to the other side here in the Salidero, Playa Maria area. The other side of the river is the city in which Pastor Moses of the Church of Belen, the city in which he grew up, and the city in which he came to know the Lord. Awesome taxis. So, a couple of Hartsville guys on a motorcycle taxi in Salidero. So we have finished our day on this side of the river, visiting with some of the families that Moses has been witnessing to over the months, and praying with some families and inviting people to church, and got to pass out a lot of gospel tracts today. And so really good day. It's about 2:30, 2:40 in the afternoon, and so we are waiting for our boat to come and take us back across the river so that we can have the church service with the church here in Salidero. The church service starts at 3 o'clock. And so continue to pray for this area, the souls on both sides of this river, God's work here, for God to be glorified here, for souls to be saved here. All right, we're about to take a look at some of the children's ministry going on here at Salidero.
Yeah, we started over there and then it was too hot.
Oh yeah, it's 20 degrees
So is this
cooler.
one going through the service? And so,
Buenas tardes. Hola.
Hola, Rusty. John. Oh yeah, we have them doing a little activity.
Mire, este ya lo perdí.
We're filling time right now. Calm down.
Dejando su trono
No, déjalo que venga, que camine. Este viejo que camine. Mira, this is the first gift. Mira, dale las gracias a los hermanos. Ellos los trajeron. Van a tomar una foto. Ah, mira, párate aquí conmigo, aquí, ¿sí? Y muestra la Biblia al revés, así para que vean que se te donó la primera Biblia a ti. Ahí está. Vas a salir bien guapote, ¿eh? Vas a ser famoso en Cincinnati, ¿qué más quieres? Ah, bueno, pues sigue leyendo la Biblia para que te sanes bien. Qué bárbaro. Dios te ama, ¿eh?
Te digo que yo creo que Diosito no me quiso este país otra vez.
Sí, pero no a pecar, ¿eh? A que le sirvas ahora.
Ah, bueno, le vamos
Que lo ames y le sirvas, ¿ah? Para eso es esa Biblia, para que aprendas cómo le vas a servir. ¿Alguien más? Ok. Ahí va otro regalo. Eso es. Le tocó la bendición a May. ¿Alguien más en la familia necesita, hermana? No. Ok. ¿Alguien más allá atrás? Si no, aquí van a estar las Biblias. Las vamos a guardar aquí conforme se vayan necesitando.
FBC Hartsville, those Bibles that you saw being given out there at the end of the service were the Bibles that were purchased with your offerings and sent with us with your blessing by God's grace. And they have been given out to those who didn't have a Bible. The one gentleman, I don't know if you could hear or not, but he said it was the only gift that he had received. And so thank you for sending those Bibles with us. The rest of them will remain to be used here as Pastor Martin here in the church at Salidero sees fit. Well, that's our day in Salidero. It was a great blessing. Thank you for sending us prayerfully and with your financial help as well. And now we only have one more thing to do here, and that is they are going to feed us again. So I got to go. Bye.